Thank you so much, Anna Mae. She's an amazing friend, mentor, board chair. I am so lucky to have you too. Good afternoon and welcome. I'm Nicole Robinson, CEO of YWCA Metropolitan Chicago. Thank you all for being here today. And I must say, you look amazing. So if no one's told you today, I want to be the first one to do that. Now, I'll be honest, it's been a bit of a demanding year. It's been a year filled with emotions that live somewhere between anxiety and excitement, between relief and rising, between joy and resistance. We've navigated rapid fire change. We've seen retreats from diversity, equity, and inclusion, attacks on immigrants, layoffs disproportionately impacting women. In fact, 63% of layoffs at the Department of Education and the Department of Health and Human Services impacted women. 300,000 Black women became unemployed, while others became targets of retribution. We witnessed the dismantling of institutions that nurture our genius and care for those we love. And now, a government shutdown, 37 days and counting, SNAP benefits and families as bargaining chips. All of that impacts us, yet still we rise. Still we rise, yes. Still We Rise is more than a theme. It is our anthem. As we face assaults on our values and our livelihoods and our civil rights, we choose a radical response at the YWCA. We choose love. We choose to protect joy. Still we rise. Now, another interesting thing that Maya Angelou said is that for those who've surrendered ideas and dreams to the leaders, now is your time. Now is your time to take back our rights, take back our identities, and take back our responsibilities. That is the story of the YWCA, a story of everyday resistance. And I've shared this in the past, but the mission of the YWCA to eliminate racism and empowering women was born out of a group of multi-generational, multicultural women who refused to do just that. They refused to surrender their dreams to the leaders. They didn't surrender. And we stand on their shoulders. I stand on their shoulders. And the conviction, that conviction they had about not surrendering their dreams, it's etched in our logo, eliminating racism and empowering women. So we don't change it, and I don't change it, and I know for sure that changing words will not save our communities. Changing how we see ourselves as leaders is what will change. Now, what I love about Still We Rise is that it's also about unleashing the leader in each of us. It's about people. It's about everyday resistance. It's about those small, daily acts that defend our shared humanity. That's something that all of us can do. It's the type of resistance that recently happened at the voting booth with the election of 2 women governors. And alongside the first woman elected to be the mayor of Detroit, a Black woman. Now, let me be clear. Rising is not reserved for those with fancy titles. I know we have a lot of those in this room. Not reserved for people with positions of power, right? But rising happens when everyday people in our neighborhoods, in our blocks, in our communities, people like you become fierce protectors of joy, protectors of community, of democracy, of information. because there are facts still exist, of stories of joy. We are at our best when we become fierce protectors of each other. That's our job. That's our job. And I know with all my heart that this ballroom is packed with protectors of joy. Is that right? Is that right? Protectors of opportunity, protectors of hope, individuals like my friend and colleague Maravi, whose role at the YWCA is to empower parents to ensure their children thrive educationally, socially, and emotionally. But see, here's the thing. There's been increased ICE presence in YWCA communities, and that has transformed Maravi's role from family specialist to safe passage expert. That's what she is now. She's a safe passage expert. Now, with skills born out of necessity, she remains laser focused on education as a pathway out of poverty. She keeps the promise of economic mobility alive by ensuring mothers can work and childcare businesses can stay afloat, a promise that right now is at risk when ICE attempts to detain both parents and teachers. They detained one yesterday. She protects the innocence of a playful, curious, happy childhood, one that is free from the trauma of militarized parks, tear gas Halloweens, and inhumane adults. This is what everyday bravery looks like, how communities cling to normalcy, and how the joy of opportunity for YWCA families is protected. Individuals like my friend Cheryl, my friend and colleague, who is one of our entrepreneurship leaders, who has this understanding. Yep, clap for Cheryl. And what Cheryl knows and keeps track of the fact is that 50% of all new businesses are started by women in the United States. And so she has ramped up her efforts, and her job every day is to recession-proof our entrepreneurs. They're in the Y shop with them today, but that is part of her job. And she understands that entrepreneurs continue to rise during a year of delayed, frozen federal contracts, which a couple of years ago, they were the lifeline for small businesses. So we continue to rise in partnership with new organizations like Half Step, who are securing loans to unlock capital and build pathways for new customers. Individuals like my friend and colleague Tracy, a YWCA career coach who supports job seekers re-entering the workforce. This year, she helped countless individuals navigate a tight job market, including Anna, a newly divorced mother returning to the workforce after 8 years as a stay-at-home mom. Tracy is relentless in her support of Anna's dreams of employment and education. Her and her colleagues protect the joy of economic security by helping communities rebuild, reskill, and rise. Maravi, Cheryl, and Tracy are just a few of the 250 plus employees of the YWCA who are everyday resistors. They are everyday protectors of joy. And over this past year, they've carried the weight of their daily work and the burden of this moment we're in with so much grace, with so much resilience, and with so much care. I want to say to each and every employee who is in the room today that I know that you are a warrior. You are a fierce protector of community, and I am deeply grateful. Your commitment alongside our donors, volunteers, and community members ensures that we find joy amidst the resistance. And this does matter because when institutions crumble, it is the individuals who hold us up. They help us rise. They help us see our way through. One family, one classroom, one credential, one business, one job at a time. So what does rising require of us? What does it require of you in this room? It requires that we, one, refuse indifference and choose engagement. It requires that we reclaim our ideas, dreams, and values. We don't let the leaders handle those. We do it ourselves. We invest in the collective care of families. Again, protecting the joy of opportunity to earn a living, to secure affordable childcare, to have food, and to be safe. Together, that is how we all rise.